Hi there, Neil from Small Business Big Ideas with day 20 of my small business marketing tips. First off, just to make you aware, I'm not wearing my glasses to try and make myself look intelligent. I've been told by my optician that I need to wear them more often because I keep bumping into things and smashing far too many coffee cups to be sustainable. So yes, it's not me trying to look all studious and intelligent. There is a real reason for doing that. Anyway, today is second day of the tips about direct mail. I hope you had a chance to watch yesterday's tip, which was an intro and 23 minutes long, so a bit of an epic. All about why it absolutely makes sense for you to be using direct mail for your small business in 2018, and hope you enjoyed that. So today the tip is, and remember these are not my tips, I'm just going through a list that I came across. The list is from a website called thebalance.com. I would suggest you check it out. It's got quite a good small business section on it. So this is where the list's from. So some of these tips I agree with, others I don't. Today's tip is, and I will read it out, it is, with regard to direct mail, create multiple approaches and split test your mailings to measure impact. I'm going to be slightly controversial here and say, certainly if you are a small business that's never done direct marketing before, don't split test and create multiple approaches, because I think the one thing that that's likely to do is overwhelm you, and you may be put off and not get the benefit from doing it. So for the vast majority of you, if you've never used direct mail before, do something small scale, do a test, and just have one creative. Going on from what I said yesterday, I think it makes sense to potentially start with your existing customers. You already know them, you already have a relationship with them, and direct mail can be a great way to strengthen that relationship. But don't get overly complicated. Don't start split testing offers or creative or anything like that. At least not initially, until you are comfortable doing that. I'd suggest if you start with your existing customers, then look to potentially using it for selected prospects. At that point, it might be, when you are comfortable, it might be appropriate to start testing. But no, I think unless you're experienced in direct mail, getting multiple creative treatments, split testing various different offers, various different lists, all that sort of stuff, whilst it absolutely makes sense, and from a direct mail purist point of view, you should absolutely be doing it. I think for the vast majority of you out there, it could just be far too overwhelming, and it could potentially prevent you from getting the benefits of just doing something and keeping it simple. So I would suggest that. Keep it simple. Go for a small test. As you become more confident, then you can start having a look at multiple variants and testing various things. One thing that I've been guilty of in the past, but I should strongly suggest you don't fall into the trap. Don't have too many variables. So if you are a more experienced direct marketer, direct mailer, and you do think, okay, well, I've got my head around the fundamentals and I'm going to start testing a few different things, you really need to have only one variable at any one time, because if you are testing more than one thing, then how do you know that the change in results, how do you know what that's down to? So if you're going to start testing, then have your data the same, similar sort of profile, have how it's delivered the same, have your however it looks in terms of whether it's in an envelope or a postcard the same, have it in the same format, have the same copy, but just change the offer. That way you will be able to tell when it's all done and dusted the impact of the offer. What you shouldn't do is say, okay, well, I'm going to do it to the same audience, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to test a postcard with this offer versus a letter with the other offer. Because then you don't know whether the response that you got is because it's on a postcard versus a letter, or whether it's offer A versus offer B. There are too many variables. So if you are going to start testing, don't get yourself all excited and think that you've got to test everything all at once. Make sure that you keep everything absolutely the same, other than one thing that you're testing at any one point in time. And I'd suggest you wanted to... what's going on there? Hi, so just to wrap up, I think it would be a mistake for an inexperienced small business to bite off too much in the first instance. If you've not done direct mail before, then just do a simple mailer just to test the water, just to see the response that you get and the return on investment that you get. As you get more experienced and more comfortable, then of course it makes sense to start tweaking, refining, and testing certain variables. But going against what this original tip first prescribes, I would say don't do that unless you've got a lot of experience of direct marketing, direct mail behind you. And that's about it. So hopefully you found it useful. There's a couple of more tips about direct mail to come over the next couple of days. So do keep watching, and I will speak to you tomorrow. Thanks, bye.